I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
We're back from Gen Con with a new Sip and Play. Les, what did we get to play and what do we have in front of us?
So, we got a demo for the game Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures, which we played at Gen Con, which is super cool. We loved it. We picked up the game immediately afterwards. What was also super cool is we met the designers, Corey and Josh, in person. They were handing out these fantastic pins as well, so we snagged one of those. But it was really cool talking to them about the game and, you know, hearing their excitement for it and for watching people play it.
Yeah.
And essentially, Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures takes the story from The Mandalorian Season 1 of the TV series, and you essentially play through the campaign. The mechanic is really neat. You've got a deck of cards. With those cards, they've got a number on them. You can choose to move, attack, intel, which is super cool, and then plan. And the value of the card, wherever you stick it, is how many you get to go. So if I put it here on move, I get to move 4 spaces. If it's a 4 up here and I stick it on attack, I get to attack for 4. If it's here, it's intel, and that's how many spaces you get to look away to reveal what's underneath. Maybe it's an enemy, maybe it's something that you're looking for. Or if there's an enemy nearby, you can push them a space with that. And then plan is to look ahead and gain items and other things that can help you throughout the mission. Yeah. It's a cooperative mission story-driven game, and it's a lot of fun. And each of the characters in it have different abilities, and some of them, you know, I think of the Whistling Birds from The Mandalorian. You're in a group, you drop the group that's around you. Very thematic. This was a fun game. Steve, what did you think of it?
It was awesome. I was looking forward to playing this because I'd heard about it, and I'm not disappointed one bit. It's got a lot of nice looking graphics to it, but I really love the mechanics. And I like that it is cooperative. However, you get to play your own thing as well. And you get to decide, okay, where am I gonna go? How am I gonna get there? You get to take out other bounty hunters or capture other bounty hunters. There's other mechanics to it. Like if there's a couple of 4s on there, that's 8. That means you're gonna have bad things happen to you, which we had quite a bit of as we were playing through, which was really cool. It just adds that extra bit. So you think, oh, we're almost got the board clear. Guess what? We've got some more enemies on the way. It's awesome. I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward. We just did the introductory mission when we played it. I'm really looking forward to getting into the full season and playing through it. Steve, what have you brought to pair with this game?
Okay, so I'm kind of just keeping with our Star Wars theme. And so on our May the 4th episode, I paired
Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark. So, like an American institution going with an American institution.
And that was Star Wars, the deck building game.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly, yeah. So, however, so I brought Maker's Mark, so beautiful weeded bourbon, but this is like the next step for Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we got from when talking to the 2 guys that designed it. This is kind of like taking this game to the next step. Well, what I brought is the next step for Maker's Mark, and that is Cask Strength.
Yeah, this is the Beskar armor of Maker's Mark.
Exactly. And right away, I love the wax melt on this bottle. Check that out.
That's so good.
Goes down right over the bottle. So I was able to just pick that one out because I thought it looked really cool. So normally Maker's Mark is in the 45 ABV, so 90 proof. This is 55.5, which is going to give you a little bit extra, which I really think is going to work out quite well with The Mandalorian. And again, just kind of sticking with our theme that we've already kind of built up from our last Star Wars. So let's try it.
Crack it open.
Let's get her going. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I love the wax seal.
That's a really nice thick wax seal on here. Let's see if we can get her going there.
All hand dipped as well, which is awesome. Which is why everyone's completely different. Let's hear that pop.
So we don't get the pop because it's
it's screw up. I made that mistake last time. That's right. This one is a cork. It is a cork.
Oh, it is a cork.
There will be a pop.
Ooh, Cask Strength. That's kind of cool too. So again, that next level.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That was nice.
That was good.
That was nice. And I'm already getting some nice nose.
Oh, Makers, you can tell from here I'm getting some
of course, yeah. So that nice, beautiful weeded bourbon, which is just going to it's just going to calm things down. So, and I think because some would be a little nervous with that 55.5 ABV, but I have a feeling that wheat's just going to calm it down a little bit, and it's not going to taste that high.
It doesn't drink that high, but it does definitely drink stronger than Maker's Mark.
For sure.
And,
it's gonna, yeah.
It's delicious.
That is really, really nice.
And
it's a little bit more into what we're kind of used to now as well, that little bit higher end ABV. It's going to be really, really good playing this game.
And last time we talked about with Star Wars, the deck building game, that, Star Wars is a classic, right?
It is.
Maker's Mark is a classic bourbon. The Mandalorian, though, takes things up to the next level.
Exactly.
And this Maker's Mark Cask Strength definitely takes it up to the next level. It's sweet. It's got a little bit more of that wheat, as you mentioned, which tampers it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's Maker's Mark. But it's 100%. Stronger, it's a bit softer, and it's a bit nicer, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I really like this bottle. That's fantastic. I can totally see us making it to the end of this round, just having a couple of sips on this. This is beautiful.
And when we demoed this game at Gen Con, we did successfully beat our mission.
We did. Actually, I didn't.
Right.
So we played a little bit of a variant where we had a saboteur. I think was that what it was called? Saboteur?
No, there is a name for it. I don't have it in front of me, but there's a name for it.
Yeah, so basically I'm trying to sabotage our mission and be the bad guy.
Yeah, and this was cool because you don't know who the saboteur is going to be, but the Mandalorian can never backstab anyone. He's always staying loyal, to the mission. But any one of the other 3 players, it is up to a 4-player game, has their own secret objective that they're, well, I guess it's not a secret, but they've got their own objective.
Well, it was because we all got a card, and one of it said that I was disloyal.
Right.
And so I kept that to myself, and I tried to play things a little bit different where I didn't want to give it away right away. Yeah. I wanted to kind of hold that off to the end. I wish about maybe 2 or 3 rounds before we had gotten that far into the game that I actually kind of revealed because I think it would have landed more into my hand of being that saboteur or that disloyal player. So I didn't accomplish, but everybody else was able to successfully accomplish the mission.
Yeah, and that's a good point because a lot of cooperative games, it's easy to get one person to kind of dominate and take over. Yeah. That variant of play style, though, you can't do that because you're all working towards the common goal, but you can't fully coordinate that way or have one person take over because there's one person that's doing kind of their own thing. They're faking it a little bit, but then at some point they're gonna backstab the objective.
Yeah, which was kind of cool because there was a couple of those abilities in the planning cards that allowed me to pull people, so pull the enemies towards myself, which did help to give the other players a few hits from the enemies, which was kind of helping my goal of trying to sabotage everything. So the mechanics on this are amazing because there's just so much involved and everybody gets to do their thing.
Yeah, and the enemies do activate fairly frequently. You mentioned after you get to 5 or more of the number on each of the actions, then an enemy comes out and does something. If there's no enemies of that type on the board, they reinforce, but they always reinforce in the most inconvenient place because they're immediately back into the action again. So it keeps things fresh and it keeps things rolling. And then if your numbers are too high, more than 5, but exceed whatever the threshold is, in our demo here we got 6 set up, then extra bad things happen and you may get like a super bad guy join in. That's a lot more difficult to take out. Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures is a very fun cooperative game. Maker's Mark Cask Strength is a very spectacular bourbon.
I'd even say that it's fun too. Like it takes it to the next level of Maker's Mark and just makes it that much more enjoyable for someone that really enjoys Maker's Mark or bourbon in particular.
We've learned a very valuable lesson today. And that lesson is, if you're going to play Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures, you want to pair it with
Maker's Mark, Cask Strength. Get both right now.
My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
That it is.
Have a great day.
That's like one of the coolest things about that.
Yeah, meeting the people that make them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Fantastic.